If you've lost someone you love, and your cat started acting differently afterward, this video is for you. Not for everyone, just for you. Maybe your cat won't leave your side. Maybe it keeps going back to a specific room, a room you've been avoiding. Maybe it sits in the chair that used to belong to someone who isn't here anymore. Maybe it stares at something in the corner of the hallway, and you've looked, and there's nothing there. And somewhere in the back of your mind, in that quiet place where you hold the things you're not quite ready to say out loud, you've wondered, is it possible that my cat knows something I don't? Grief is one of the loneliest things a person can carry. The world moves on. People stop asking how you're doing. The casseroles stop coming. The phone calls slow down. Life around you returns to normal, as if normal was ever the right word for what comes after losing someone you love. But your cat didn't move on. It stayed, and it changed, and you noticed. You're not imagining it. You're not projecting. And they've asked the same question you're asking tonight. Let me tell you what is actually happening. Cats don't experience grief the way we do. They experience something older. They register the silence that fills the space a person left behind. A silence that has its own weight, its own temperature, its own particular stillness. Science tells us that cats can detect changes in human cortisol, the stress hormone that floods the body when we grieve. They hear your heartbeat shift. They smell the chemical change in your skin when you cry, even before the tears come. To your cat, your grief has a scent. It has a sound. It has a physical presence your cat can track with senses you don't even have. And your cat responded, immediately, without being asked, without needing to be told what happened. Your cat knows something is different. It knows the person who used to be here is no longer coming through that door. And it is doing what cats have always done, throughout all of human history, in the presence of that kind of pain. It is staying close. For thousands of years, across every civilization that kept cats, and there were many, there was one belief that appeared again and again, independently, in cultures that had never met each other. Cats live at the boundary between this world and whatever comes after. The ancient Egyptians didn't worship cats out of superstition. They were careful observers of the world around them. And what they observed was this: cats would go to the dying before death arrived. After someone passed, the cat would settle into their space, not for an hour, not for a day, but for weeks, quietly, watchfully, calmly, as if waiting for something that only they could perceive. In Japan, the maneki-neko, the beckoning cat, was believed to guide spirits safely between worlds. In Norse tradition, the goddess Freya traveled in a chariot pulled by cats, and cats were given as gifts to new brides to bless the household with connection to what lay beyond. In Celtic belief, cats were the guardians of the threshold, the keepers of the door between the living and the dead. These weren't fairy tales. They were observations passed down through generations of people who noticed the same thing you're noticing right now. Your cat is not just an animal. It is a bridge. So what is your cat actually trying to tell you? Here are 5 specific behaviors. And if your cat is doing any of these, even just one of them, I want you to pay very close attention. The first sign is the one that's hardest to explain away. Your cat keeps returning to the same spot. The chair that person sat in every evening, the side of the bed that was theirs, the corner of the couch, the place at the kitchen table. Your cat goes there, sits there, sometimes for hours. Cats are territorial creatures who map their world with extraordinary precision. Every space has a meaning. Every spot has an occupant. When that occupant disappears, the cat returns to the space again and again, not out of confusion, not out of habit, out of recognition. They are honoring what was there. The second sign: your cat has started making sounds it didn't make before. A low, searching call, a soft, questioning meow that seems directed at the ceiling, the hallway, the empty room. A kind of purr that's different from the purr it made before, lower, slower, more like a vigil than a comfort. Cats use vocalization to locate the living. They call, and they wait for an answer. When the one they're calling no longer answers, they call anyway. Because in their world, love doesn't simply stop when someone stops responding. The third sign: your cat follows you everywhere now. It just needs to be in whatever room you're in. It watches you from doorways. Your cat has registered that you are carrying something unbearably heavy. It can feel the weight of it in the way you move, in the sound of your voice, in the stillness you carry when you think no one is watching. And it has made a quiet, deliberate decision. It will not let you carry this alone. The fourth sign: your cat stares at empty space, particularly in the areas where that person spent their time. A corner of the living room, the end of the hallway. Your cat does not look away. Cats can detect infrared heat signatures, detect air pressure changes, and hear frequencies far beyond our range. What looks to us like staring at nothing may be your cat responding to something that is still present in a form we simply don't have the senses to perceive. And the fifth sign: your cat brings you something. A small toy, a sock it's carried from another room, something it has moved from its usual place and brought carefully, deliberately, to your feet. It sets it down and looks up at you. In cat language, this is not play. This is an offering, an ancient ritual that has meant the same thing for thousands of years. I see what you have lost. I bring what I have. I bring it to you. Now here is what I believe, and what many people who have walked through exactly this kind of loss and found themselves on the other side have come to believe too. Your cat is not just grieving alongside you. It is not simply sensing your pain and responding to it. It is carrying something back to you, a presence, a warmth, a thread that was not cut, only changed form. When your cat settles into the chair where someone used to sit, it isn't there because it smells the old scent. It's there because something is still there, something your cat can feel, even when you cannot. When your cat comes to you, specifically to you, in those first raw days and weeks after a loss, it is not coincidence. It is not conditioning. It is the oldest form of love there is, unconditional, wordless, present, the kind of love that doesn't need to understand what happened to know that something did, the kind of love that just shows up, sits down, and stays. Your cat is saying something that humans often struggle to find the words for. It is saying, You are not alone in this. You are loved. And love does not leave, changes shape. It finds a new way to reach you. Sometimes it reaches you through a window, sometimes through a photograph, sometimes through the quiet, certain warmth of a small animal who chooses every single day, without being asked, to be exactly where you are. If your cat has done any of these things, I want to hear about it. Tell me in the comments below what happened, what you noticed, what your cat did that you couldn't explain. You don't have to justify it or make it sound logical. Just share it. Because someone out there reading your words tonight, maybe at 2 in the morning when the house is very quiet, needs to know that they are not alone either, that what they're feeling is real, that what their cat is doing means something. And if this video helped you understand your cat a little more deeply, the next video is something every cat owner needs to see. It's about the 10 things you do every single day without realizing it that are quietly affecting your bond with your cat. Some of them will surprise you. I'll see you there.